and it has to end. We have gathered together peacefully today, in spite of agitators trying to rile us up, including a gentleman who sat here for the first hour of my program, deliberately attempting to disrupt the broadcast. He's not banned from the program, but it's interesting that all they have left is to try and dissemble a grassroots movement of this nature. I don't think it's going to work. He did show up on a bicycle, though. Doesn't have a job, obviously, because he spent the whole afternoon here.
He's here since 9 o'clock.
He's been here since 9 o'clock this morning, so, and he was looked a little like a homeless guy, but hey, what can we do about that? We have to protect the homeless. Introduce yourself. My guest just came out of the town hall meeting, which wasn't a town hall meeting at all.
My name is Dan Gonzales. I'm the chairman of the Constitution Party of Florida.
Dan's been a guest on my program before. Dan has arranged for me to speak with Marshall DeRosa on the air, and a number of your people came to Alan West's rally the other day and were very supportive and came out and talked to me personally. You're a group that has mobilized a lot of citizens, and how'd you get in there?
Well, I called up. I called the phone number and I asked them to how we could get tickets, and they said, well, who are you with? And I said, well, I've been to your website. I'm thinking about joining. And she said, okay, and she ended up giving me the tickets, putting my name on the list. I said, great, I'll be there. See you later.
Okay.
And that was it. I just called up and just told her that I was interested in joining her program, but the more for her organization, but the more I look into the organization, the more I realize I don't want to join the organization.
This is not an organization.
Especially after hearing the president of their organization,
Tony Franchetta?
No, it was a lady in there. She's all the way from, I believe, was it New York or Washington, D.C. And she was just, well, I'll tell you.
She's the president of the Delray Alliance?
She's the president of the United States of that organization,
okay.
of that alliance. And so we got in, and we were sitting, next to a gentleman, a doctor actually, of all people, and we started to have a conversation. And of course, what we do is we ask everyone this one question: do you believe that this is in the Constitution?
Right.
Whatever law it is, whatever way you feel, doesn't really matter. Do you think this is constitutional? Because that's the law of the land.
That's right.
And of course, that's what our party stands for, and many other people in America. This isn't about the left and the right paradigm. This isn't about whether you're a Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal, whatever. This is about, is this in the Constitution?
Right.
Do we have a right to vote on this? Do we have a right to create this bill?
Well, we know we don't. I mean, somebody
Exactly.
shared a great story, a member of the Constitution Party with me before, that, was it David Crockett
Yes, David
stood
Crockett.
up in front of the Congress and actually argued about giving money to a widow. And he said, I have no reluctance to support this widow. As a matter of fact, he took money out of his pocket, and he was the poorest member at the time, and he said, I want to help. He said, but there's nowhere in the Constitution where we are authorized to use public funds in that manner. And we maintain there is nothing in the Constitution that guarantees health care for everybody.
That's correct. And of course, many of these people that are here in support of it believe, as the gentleman sitting next to me, the doctor, and his wife was for the bill, and we were trying to talk to her in a common sense fashion. And we were talking about, he would bring up a point, I would bring up a point, I would say, well, actually, you could reverse that right around. You're upset about people getting money that don't deserve money, but yet you want to support a bill for people who won't work will get full coverage. And every single point they brought up, I just kind of led them back to the Constitution. But the real issue.
But they don't
here,
read the Constitution.
Well, they don't.
You see,
don't
the
read
Constitution has become basically toilet paper for our elected representatives. I'm talking about people on both sides of the aisle.
That's right.
They have not studied it. I have a president who claims to be a constitutional scholar and a professor of the Constitution, and he's talking about mandatory health care, about mandatory civilian corps. I don't know what Constitution he's talking about, but it's certainly not the one that I carry around in my person. I'm very clear about what's in that Constitution. I've studied it. I believe it. I think it is the Founding Fathers' brilliance that allowed us to grow a nation of this incredible stature in 233 years. It'll take 4 years to unravel.
Joyce, the Constitution is a document that governs our government. That's what it does. It doesn't.
It limits our government. It empowers us.
That's right. Exactly. In fact, even if you look at the 9th and 10th Amendment, it's pretty clear about nothing enumerated in that Constitution. They have no right to vote on it, no right to try to take those rights away from us. Our rights are limitless as sovereign American citizens, natural born citizens,
That's right.
unlike our president. But, well, I shouldn't say our president, because he's not my president.
Well, he is my president, and he's going to be my ex-president as soon as that's possible.
I won't support any man who's not willing to actually have full disclosure of his background, his history.
There's no transparency in this administration. There's
But that's
no
what he said there
transparency.
was.
Yeah, but it was a
Right?
lie, and anybody who believes that is either stuck on stupid or dead from the neck up.
The
We
war was
got to
gonna
take
be
a break. That's right. There'll be
Yeah,
no
right.
war. More people are.
You don't hear anything on the
Where is
news about
Cindy
that,
Sheehan?
do you?
By the way, with
You
all
hear
the
anything
people
on the
who
news
died in
about the war?
Afghanistan in the military in the last month, I noticed that Cindy Sheehan has suddenly disappeared off the face of the earth.
No, she
These
came-
people are
she came-
liars.
she came
These
out.
people are disgusting.
Cindy
We'll take a
Sheehan
break.
came
We'll be
out.
right back. 877-850-8580.
where Obama was